Alrighty, so I'm continuing on with step 27, I believe. Yes, so it was all dry assembled. Rib A is this plywood root rib here. So, and you'll get a root rib from each side, obviously coming together in the middle. I saw a bit of a potential because it's plywood and flexi. I saw a potential for the rib to be inadvertently glued with a bend in it, and then your wings wouldn't come together cleanly and all that sort of stuff. So I thought what I would do is I'll just use some pieces of the kit just to space a ruler off the bench enough so that the tip of the ruler can fit into the leading edge. And then, unfortunately, I've got to hold the camera with my left hand at the moment, but it's pretty simple to press down on here and here while aligning with the ruler. And then once I had it all in place and firmed against the bench, I should start with, I've already tacked this in place against the spar, and then I put the rib over the top of it. You just see that I've got that under there, just underneath rib A there. So then I brought these in, brought the ruler up against rib A, held it in place, grabbed my CA bottle, and I put a tack there and a tack there of CA, held it in place, double check how straight it is, pushing it in up against the webs that way, make sure it's all in place, and it's tacked in place now and straight. So now I can go ahead and continue with some more gluing of rib A. And obviously we'll continue that on the other side, and everything should come together nice and clean. So if you haven't built one of these before, which I haven't, but the tines here for maintaining some resistance or pressure against the rib for the sheeting, the lower sheeting, instead of having to continually hold that down with my finger, because it does want to move, so I've pinned, not through, but I've pinned the leading edge down onto the tines through there. So I found that helpful. Oops, bumped the camera. So you can see how I haven't gone through the material, but just held it down there. Same with the trailing edge over here. I haven't gone through the trailing edge, but I'm holding it down onto the plan with the pins. Oh, and I should point out, I buckled. I actually changed. Well, I didn't change. I actually added cork tiles to the piece of MDF. I tried to drive the pins into the MDF, and it was just no, I can't do that. So it was like, I don't know, $10 or $15 Australian to get these 6mm cork tiles, and I just PVA'd them to the MDF. And now I can take this whole lot, the MDF and the tiles, in one piece off my wing press and store that somewhere for the next balsa built up wing, if there is one. Of course there is. There'll be another one. So progress is continuing. What I did on rib A with the straight edge, I also did for E1, and I'll do for any ribs where they're going to come together for mating, because this one's balsa, so it was even more likelihood that it could be glued in the wrong position and have a curve in it either way. So that worked really well at keeping the ribs straight and tacking it. And then once you're happy with how straight it is go ahead with the rest of the gluing. Okay. Step 27 is complete. Step 28, remove the carrier strip from the top of ribs B and C, and sand is required to the contour. Remove the panel from the bench for the next step. So I've probably jumped the gun a bit there. I should have probably done that while it was still pinned down. And then we've got to do the leading edge contour for step 29. So if I've got to remove the tabs and I've got to remove the contour and the leading edge contour, what do you reckon? A friend of mine said it's the most versatile tool in the workshop. Let's see how that theory goes. So, steps, where did I get up to? Oh, that's right. I was trying the angle grinder. Needless to say, I was kidding with that. So, I've done 28, 29, 30, different pencil, 28, 29, 30. The electrical tape works really well. That's a good idea. And also 31 I've done. Okay, so try and get this to focus up here. There we go. So that's an indication of what we're looking for there. So with the electrical tape, I ripped it down to the electrical tape until the instructions show until you get abrasion marks on the tape. I took away the tape and then I did the trusty felt pen, just little marks on here, and then sanded until those little marks started to disappear. Always use a block for sanding. It's the only way you can get it nice and straight. On to the alignment pins, which is step 32. And we're up to step 34. So this is time to build the other half. Oh, knock over me CA while I'm at it. Time to build the other half, so it might be a little while before I post another vid, but see this paragraph just here. So when you read something, make sure you read all of it. He says to himself. So this is the bit here where it says this is a good time to clean up any extra material on the ends of the panel before you put these in. So I tweaked to it. I'd put that one in and I thought, hang on a minute, where did it say to remove the excess material? And I found it right there. So I removed the excess material and installed the incidence/alignment pins. Couldn't help myself. Couldn't wait. Right hand side with the A rib on it into the left hand side. And let's see if we can just get that to, look at that, it's just gone together, just like it was laser cut or something. Look at that. Magnificent. So, looking forward to building the other side now that I've got half an idea of what I'm doing. Alright, back in a while.